Society Hill. I am standing on an original cobblestone street, and there it is. The street's from about the 1800s. Look, if you look over here, you can see the curbs. So today, I'm going to take my Blue Johnson, drive around Society Hill, learn a few things, see a few things. Oh, soda. Soda was invented in Society Hill. Sorta. I think it was, yeah. This is the house that was owned by Dr. Physic. He was a doctor who took care of the founding fathers. He is also the father of American surgery. So this is where he lived, and his doctor's office was in here. Some of his patients were Dolly Madison and Andrew Jackson. And Dr. Physic introduced putting carbonation in water, and he used that as a treatment for people who were having gas problems. People didn't like the taste of the carbonated water, so he said, throw a little bit of fruit in there so people will drink it. And that was the beginning of what we now call soda. And you are looking at the doorway of the house of the 4th President of the United States, James Madison. His wife, Dolly Madison, also lived here with him. Dolly Madison is credited for inventing a peach-flavored or a fruit-flavored ice cream. And a block down the street, Dr. Physic invented soda. So you could say that diabetes was invented here in Society Hill. This is the door knocker owned by the first mayor of the city of Philadelphia, Samuel Powell. The Powell house is currently getting renovated. I'll tell you some names of people who walked on these steps. George Washington, Ben Franklin, John Adams. First off, nobody wants to hear the music. Samuel's wife, Elizabeth, was one of those socialites? Is that the word, socialites? She's one of those rich people that likes to go to parties. It is said that Elizabeth Powell talked George Washington into doing a second term. And right next to the Powell house is a house that was owned by John Penn, grandson of William Penn and the last colonial governor of Pennsylvania. And I like to read plaques, because I just found out George Washington lived in this house in the winter of 1781 to 1782. Everybody singing this song. Does this historical marker belong? Barry Blumberg, 1925 to 2011. The Nobel laureate who identified the hepatitis B virus and developed and diagnosed the test and vaccine. Yeah, he belongs. He had a vaccine for hepatitis B. This guy did it. I wish he was still around right now. Could have used him. Having a house in Society Hill, there's a lot of building codes you have to follow. If you have a house with a historical marker, you're not really allowed to knock down or add on to your property. The person who lived at this house wanted to add a little shed. I guess that's what it would be, like a little tiny brick shed to their house. You can't add on to a house unless it has a mailing address. So this guy put a mailbox on his shed. Ever so slightly, it says mail. This is the cemetery at Old St. Mary's Church. It's all locked up. I wish I could get in there today. There are some big-time, important people buried in this cemetery. The father of the American Navy, Commodore Barry. It's not just a bridge. It's a man. And he's buried in here. Thomas Fitzsimmons is buried in here. And he signed the Constitution. Also buried in here is the great-great-grandfather of Jackie O, Philadelphia cabinet maker named Michael Bouvier. I was just walking down the street and I ran into 2 kangaroos. I don't know where I'm at. I'm just in some courtyard and they have of 2 kangaroos. If you look at this house on Locust Street, it doesn't have a flat front. I heard, now I don't know if this is true, but I heard a horse and buggy tour guide say that a president of a soda company lived here, and that's why it has such, at the bottom are bubbles, and it's supposed to be like a soda can. If you look at all the other houses on this block, this is definitely different. So this is Cypress Street. Look at this street. It's all Belgian blocks. So let's hop on my Blue Johnson. This might not be that stable of a shot. This is American Street, which used to be called Ashland Street. American Street may not be as old as Alfred's Alley, but it is the crowds aren't here. The houses are beautiful. I highly recommend taking a stroll down American Street. This is St. Peter's Church. And somewhere in this cemetery are the remains of Edwin Forrest. He was an actor, and the Forrest Theater is named after him. Statue. I call it, what the hell is this? It's these 2 guys staring at this thing. And I just picture these 2 guys going, what the hell is it? I don't know. Think it could kill us? No. What the hell is it? This is the head house. It was built in 1803. This is the oldest market in America. Let's go for a ride. All right, well, that's it. That's my trip to Society Hill. I didn't meet her. I yelled through a window. A granddaughter of a Nobel Prize winner. All the cemeteries were closed, so that was a bummer. But all in all, it was a great ride. I tell you, Society Hill is beautiful. Saw houses that our founding fathers partied at, slept at, and some really pretty streets. It's really, really nice. Check out my merch, Tis Fire. Oh, don't touch that, it's hot. And make sure you hit like and subscribe. And I'll sail with you later. Toodles!